All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Johnny Wimbrey. I am super excited to be here with you right now. We're working on some really big things, and we're going to talk about it. I want to make sure that we are giving you all the necessary tools that's going to push you into your absolute destiny. And the cool thing is you get to come up with whatever definition that is. What is your absolute destiny as you are turning the and moving in? There is no reason for you to unmute yourself. So I need everybody muted. There's no reason to unmute yourself unless you are the special guest. I do need to know when the special guest is on so I can elevate them. Just send me a private chat. Let me know when you're on, and we'll elevate that. So with all that being said, I want to jump into the purpose. Happy Sunday, every single person who's on right now. I know many of you are tuning in from all over the world. So good morning to some of you guys, good afternoon, and good evening to many of you, depending on what part of the world that you are tuning in from. So with all that being said, if we are loud and clear and everything is good, just give me a quick thumbs up or give me a quick increase if everything is okay. Happy Sunday. Done tons of these things, and I've learned to ask questions before I get the yapping. All right, looks like we're good. I have no idea why my chats keep going. Okay, very good. All right, cool. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys just saw what I just saw. Hopefully I don't see that again. Okay, so what's up, guys? Johnny Wimbrey here. As you can see, I am live here in my home in Dallas, Texas. I want to give you the necessary tools and the necessary principles that I've used in my life to create success around the world in terms of building teams on a global scale. Many of you know that, if you don't know, this is my very first live appearance after my surgery. I'm supposed to have this on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 14 days. So on Tuesday will be day 14. So I'm going to take 30 minutes out of my life to take this off my neck so I can speak directly to you without a distraction for me. Probably wouldn't distract you, but I 100% guarantee you it would definitely distract me. So I'm gonna jump into the purpose of this webinar. The purpose of this webinar is I wanna give you what I have used in my life to create year after year perpetual success in building organizations on a global scale, okay? Now I want you to hear what I just said. Year after year success, year after year, which means I haven't had a year in network marketing that went backwards for the last 15 years. And I want that to sit in. So I'm not going to teach you principles that I think work. I'm not going to talk about things that I hope that works. I'm going to talk about things that I've used in my life that I've learned from high, powerful network marketers like Holton Buggs, like Edwin Haynes, people that we love and respect, people who have changed lives on a global scale. So if that's you, you're listening to me right now. If you are that person that's listening to me right now, and you really, no fluff, no BS, you absolutely, truly have a desire to build starting today. Say today. I can see some of your lips. All right, cool. Say today. Say right now. I'm not talking about future implementation. I'm not talking about things that you are going to implement 72 hours from now. I'm talking about things that you can implement right now in your business to create massive momentum as you are turning the corner into the new year of 2020. So if that's you, I hope I have your attention, and I hope that you're paying attention to what we're about to talk about. Listen. The first step for you to go from here to here. And you may say, Johnny, what does that mean? I don't know what it means for you. I know what it means for me. Everybody has that inner winner that's within that wants to come outside and play. Everybody wants to go from here to here in some shape, form, or fashion. If that's not you, I'm not talking to you. If you're happy where you are right now in life, I am absolutely not talking to you. I'm talking to those of you who just refuse to settle for mediocrity. Those of you who refuse to bring last year's energy into 2020, unless it was energy that you're building upon. you're building upon, and it's catapulting you into your future. So the first thing that I want you to understand, now listen, I'm not teaching a myth. I'm not talking about something that I think that works. I'm talking about something that I have used in my life to create year after year, compounded yearly success. Every year since 2011, I have broken new first-level millionaires in network marketing. Every year. There hasn't been 1 year that has gone by where I haven't been a part of somebody's life that became a new millionaire for the first time. So if that's not your goal, maybe it's just adding an additional $10,000 a year. Maybe it's adding in an additional, $25,000 a year to your current situation. Listen, I don't want to push you into any place in your life that you never said you wanted to go. So I want what you want out of life, if that makes sense. So whatever you want to build upon as we're rounding the corner for the next, 7 days, 7, 8, 9 days, as we are turning the corner into 2020, these are principles that you can implement right now without practice, without warning, without studying. You can absolutely implement it right now. The first thing is, it's your belief system. People have asked me all the time, and it's normally when I'm interviewed on television or something like that, Johnny, if you could do it all over again, what would you do different? Well, my answer is very similar to Holton Bugs. The only thing different that I would do is I would just believe sooner. So I want you to believe right now. So the first step of what I'm talking about, if you want to finish 2019 with absolute momentum, and momentum is your definition, not mine, I need you to believe that this webinar is going to work. That's really the first step. Other than that, I'm just entertaining you. I'm not here to entertain you. I may be entertaining, but I'm not an entertainer. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to push you into your destiny, and you decide what that is, but I can't start the process until you believe. So repeat after me. I believe that it's possible. I believe that increase as we are marching into the very last week of 2019. I absolutely believe that it's possible. If you don't say that, if you don't believe it, none of these 3 principles that I'm about to share with you are going to work. So I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. If you're not willing to make that declaration right now, not declaration for me, it's your declaration. You got to participate in your own rescue. Johnny can't help push you into your destiny unless you believe. So your very first step is, I want you to have the belief. So under belief, the first thing that I need you to do is give yourself permission to see it. Give yourself permission to believe it's possible. 1 or 2 things are going to happen as we leave this call. 1 or 2 things are going to happen as we leave this video. And I'll post this on our team page when it's done. 1 or 2 things are going to happen. You're going to be the person that's being watched. In other words, in our team page, on social media, we're going to be recognizing you. We're going to recognize you because you're going to hit rank in the next 72 hours if you believe. You're going to be inviting new people into your organization, welcoming them to the team, to your team page, our team page, if you believe. You're going to be the person that we're watching, or you're going to be the person that's watching. Do you see the difference? And I know this is being translated in multiple languages, so hopefully the translation is coming through clearly. Do you believe, and will you give yourself permission to participate in your rescue? Your rescue is whatever you say it is. You say, Johnny, I want to be rescued from having 10 ambassadors in my team to having 20. That's your rescue. 10 more ambassadors in your team in the next 72 hours, that's your rescue, not mine. I know what my rescue is. My rescue is, I want to be rescued from Blue Diamond. The next time I see you, I don't want you to be saying, Johnny Wimbrey, Blue Diamond. I want to be rescued from that title. I don't ever want that title again when I see you. See, some of you want that problem, and that's a great problem to want, but I don't have a desire for you to recognize me at Blue Diamond ever again. I promise you, when you see me in person again, I won't be Blue Diamond. There's a really good chance that when you see me on the next webinar, I won't be a Blue Diamond. I will be a Black Diamond. Why? That's my rescue. So if you are a director and you want to get rescued from director to executive or senior or even ruby or emerald or whatever it is, you get to rescue yourself. So you're not going to have that happen for you if you don't believe, if you don't give yourself permission to participate in your own rescue. When? Now. This is a right now webinar. This is not a, hey, let's listen to this 10 days from now. No, this is about ending 2019 with momentum so you start 2020 with momentum. But you got to give yourself permission to believe that it's possible. People say, oh man, the last 10 days of the year are the most, slowest days, or the hardest days of the years to produce. That is BS. I've had some of my greatest, weekly promotions or weekly checks. Some of them have been the last 2 weeks of the year. Why? I believe that it's possible. If you believe that this time of the year should be slow, it's going to be slow for you because that's what you believe. See, you got to give yourself permission to believe that it's absolutely possible to end a year with momentum. So the first step of everything that I've talked about is belief and giving yourself permission. That's mindset. There's no reason for me to talk about the how-to if you don't have the mindset first. So, do you believe? The worst thing you can do is lie to you. You can lie to me, but the worst thing you can do is lie to you. I want you to believe. And I promise you, I would say in the next 60 minutes of watching this webinar, I guarantee you, mark my words, within 60 minutes of us finishing this webinar, go to our Team Royalty Worldwide page. Watch what happens. Watch the recognitions that start. Watch new people being celebrated and welcome to the team. Watch new people being celebrated for advancing from, Sapphire to Ruby. Watch this start happening. Watch people go from Sapphire or Ruby to Emerald. I even believe that coming out of this webinar, you're going to see people, or maybe 1 or 2 people, that will advance to Emerald and Diamond coming off of this call. Mark my words. Remember I said this. You're going to be the person that's watching, or you're going to be the person that's being watched. The question is, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be watching somebody who believed? You want to be watching someone who gave themselves permission, or do you want to be that person? Okay, Johnny, get on with it, man. We're ready for these how-tos. You got to understand. The reason that I've been able to break $1 million earners every year is because I go for the mind first. There's no reason for me to teach anything if I don't get you mentally prepared for what I'm about to teach. I think you're ready. Number 2, how do you roll the momentum into 2020 ahead of the rest? I want you to, it's going to sound so simple. The hardest part for most people to implement what I'm about to teach is because you're going to say, wow, that's just too simple. There's no way it's that simple. You're talking to somebody who has accomplished what I would guess to say 95% of anybody who's ever signed up for multi-level marketing, that's ever signed up for direct sales, that's ever joined the network marketing industry. I would say less than 5% of those millions upon millions upon millions of people have accomplished what I've accomplished. And I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it more to impress upon you. What I'm teaching works, but you gotta believe it. It's gonna sound simple, but all you have to do is start doing it now to the end of the year and watch what happens. You're gonna be the people that we're celebrating. I want you to focus on what works. This is number 2. I'm on number 2 right now. The first one is you got to give yourself permission to believe, and you have to give yourself permission to participate in your own rescue. And then you're going to be the person that's watching or being watched. I promise you, if you're watching other people elevate and introduce their new people and celebrating their new ranks, if you're watching that, that's because you didn't believe. If you're participating in it and you're doing it, it's because you had belief that it would work. When you're sitting around the Christmas table, when you're sitting around family members and friends, when you're out shopping and you're meeting people, you're in a different mindset. Because your mindset is, I have to increase. I've given myself permission to have the biggest and baddest last week of my life, and that's what we're about to do. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on what works. What do I mean? Think about the last time you successfully enrolled an ambassador. If you're new in the business and you're watching this for the first time, I want you to think about what the person did that got you enrolled. Okay? Think about that day. Think about the last person you enrolled as an ambassador in iBüümerang. And if you're new, I want you to think about the person who signed you up, the person who enrolled you. What did they do? Whatever they did worked. You may say, man, I saw the worst presentation ever. I just had common sense and I joined. Well, that's what I want you to do. I want you to give as many of the worst presentations ever, but I want you to do exactly how the person did it when you signed up. Why? Because it worked. Why would you want to focus on making something better when it already worked? Sometimes the worst thing you could do is give a perfect presentation, because perfect presentations can't be duplicated. So whatever you did to sign up your last ambassador, do that again. Don't get fancy. Don't say, okay, well, 10 people said no, 1 person said yes. If you focus on the 10 people who said no, you want to make those 10 presentations better, you're going to go backwards. Why? Because if you have 1 person who said yes and 10 people who said no, focus on the person who said yes and just do that again. Do exactly what you did again, but do it faster, stronger, and harder. Whatever you focus on expands. So if you focus on fixing your presentation from here to the new year, you're not going to be one of those people that we're celebrating. You're going to be one of those people that's preparing to prepare. And if you saw my speech in Florida, you know that preparing to prepare is procrastination. And procrastination is the death of production. You can't have a massive, momentous ending of a year believing that you got to fix something. Because when you feel like you got to fix something, now you're preparing to prepare, and that is the death of production. So whatever you did the last time you enrolled somebody, do that again, just faster, stronger, harder. Faster, stronger, harder. If you did 1 presentation and you signed somebody up, do that again, but faster, stronger, harder. Do more of them. Do more of them, okay? Number 3, sounding super simple, right? But watch, some of you guys are actually going to pay attention to what I'm saying, and you're going to use this for the rest of the year, and I'm going to see you advancing. I'm going to see you advancing. So here's where we get into the meat of it. Here's where we get into the meat. I know me. I know what I'm willing to follow, and I know what I'm willing not to follow. I don't follow people who just talk. I follow people who are making things happen. You guys understand what I'm saying? I follow people who are making things happen. That's why I've openly said for over 15 years, even when Holton and I wasn't doing business together, I would say things like, I'm following Holton, but you guys aren't even in the same company. I'm following his principles because he's making things happen. Are you giving your team members, your future team members, your team that doesn't exist yet, are you giving them something to follow? What do I mean by that? On Sundays, today is Sunday. If you're watching this as a video on a different day of the week, doesn't matter. Today is Sunday. On Sundays, we started something that we call, are you ready? Upgrade Sundays. Why? Because this is your opportunity to show your team members that you are actively reinvesting into your business. Now, this is where I really need you to slow down and listen to what I'm about to say. Are you giving your people, your team, something to follow? How can you consistently be the example of what your team should follow? They should always see you promoting and congratulating new representatives on social media, on our team pages. They should always see you on your social media pages congratulating someone for doing something. Now, I have been doing the travel space for network marketing since 2009. So I understand travel and network marketing like most people wish they did. And I'm not saying I understand it because I studied it. I understand it because I've done over $1 billion in revenue doing it. So there is something that happens in a service-based company that normally a product-based company has better benefits. And I'm gonna explain what I mean. And I want you to understand something. If I say the name of a company, it's because I'm not intimidated by them and I actually respect them. So let's just say I'm in Mary Kay. And let's just say that I'm a leader in Mary Kay. Here's the advantage that they have that we don't, unless you listen to what I'm about to say. This is where you need to pay attention. This is about you reinvesting into your business. See, when you join a product-based company, this is a candle, let's just act like it's makeup or something, whatever you want to pretend it is, that's what it is. This is my network marketing product that I am buying as a representative of the product that I represent. So once I buy this product, I buy it for a cost because I'm a distributor, I'm a partner of the product. And then I resell my product to customers. So do I resell my product to customers at the same price that I bought it for? No, not if I want to stay in business. So traditionally in the network marketing space, you buy product on a monthly basis on auto ship because this is your inventory to go sell. The only reason that you wouldn't buy your monthly product is because you don't believe. Back to that word, step one. You can't give yourself permission to increase in business in a product-based company unless you are consuming and buying new product every month so you can resell it. Well, I don't want to buy any more this month because I didn't sell what I had last month. That's because you don't believe. This is the problem with a service-based company. iBüümerang right now, as is a service-based company. I have never done a product-based company. I have never been in a company that led with a product-based company and become a top money earner. I've always been in a service-based product. iBüümerang is a service-based product because you can become an ambassador online with no products being shipped to your house. All of your products are products that are available through the internet, through services, right? That's the great thing. The great thing is we never have to, we may in the future, but as of right now, we don't have to buy products to qualify for volume. That's actually the bad thing too. The good thing is I don't have to buy a product and shove it down your throat and sell it every month. But it's also the bad thing too if you don't understand entrepreneurialism. In order for you to become a true, not just network marketer, anybody can become a network marketer. Anybody can become an ambassador in iBüümerang, but very few people will actually treat it like an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, they automatically know that every month I'm going to reinvest into my business. Here's where the magic comes for us. The magic is when you upgrade, that's reinvesting into your business. The reason that we have Upgrade Sundays, it's not just so we can say, hey, we went from TSA to, what's the first one? I've never sold one. Coach. It's not just to say that I went from TSA and now I'm a coach. It's not just so you can say it. It's so we can celebrate you. We're going to post it in our team. We're going to show everybody around the world who the individuals are that are giving their people something to follow. Remember, this is step 3. Give your people something to follow. Why would I follow you if you've been a TSA for 90 days? I would never follow anyone who stayed at the same level of commitment for 90 days. I'm sorry, I'm a multi-million-dollar producer. When I was broke and I joined the network marketing world for the first time, I still would not follow anybody who played at the bottom. That's just me personally. Now, I'm not saying this to insult you. Remember, this is for members only. I'm saying this because I'm giving you ammunition of what it takes to build. Remember, you said you were going to give yourself permission to believe. You said you were going to participate in your own rescue. You said it. At the very start of this call, you said you would participate. If you haven't reinvested into your business, you're not an entrepreneur. You're just a boomer. I'm not even going to give you the I. You're just a boom. You're not even an iBüüM. Because people follow people who reinvest. People follow people that they can see taking a step closer, taking a step higher. If you go to our Team Royalty Worldwide page on Facebook, you will see we are celebrating people who upgrade just like we are celebrating people who are just coming in for the first time. This is allowing daily recognition for the same person again and again and again, because when you move up, when you take a step higher, we're going to recognize that. So give your people something to follow. If they're not seeing you logging into our Facebook page and saying, hey, I just upgraded. Don't even wait for your sponsor to congratulate you. Just say, hey, I just upgraded to business class. I just upgraded from business to first class. Let them see you. Give your people something to follow. When's the last time you bought yourself a Christmas gift? Most people don't. I can't tell you the last time I bought myself a Christmas gift. But this is the time to buy yourself a Christmas gift. Why and how? By pushing yourself into the deep and playing higher and playing harder. So the step 3 that I'm talking about right now, remember, number 1 was belief. You got to give yourself permission to believe that this is going to work and it's possible. You got to participate in your own rescue. That's belief. Number 2, think about the last time you personally sponsored someone or the person who sponsored you and just do exactly what they did, but do it again, faster, stronger, harder. For the last few days of the year, do exactly what they did, faster, stronger, harder. I'm giving you permission to practice on people. I'm giving you permission to mess up. I promise you, the person who does this the most will win as we move into 2020 because they're not afraid of messing up. I'm giving you permission to mess it up. If you use I decide, you can't mess it up. So whoever does that faster, stronger, harder, faster, stronger, harder, faster, stronger, harder, we're going to see you recognizing new people on social media. Number 3, if you want to pop ranks, if you really, really, truly want to pop ranks as we are moving into 2020, and I'm talking about popping ranks starting right now, popping ranks today, I guarantee you, listen, I've never been wrong about this. I guarantee you, somebody, you're going to see it on the Facebook page today. Within hours, you're going to see somebody you've never even seen before. You don't even know their name right now. I don't even know their name right now. And they're going to be recognized at a rank. Watch, it's going to happen today. It happens all the time. The difference is, are you going to be the person that's watching that? Or are you going to be the people that we're watching being elevated? Back to number 3. Give your team something to follow. You got to go all in. If you're a TSA and you've been a TSA for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 weeks, I promise you, you're not serious. And I'm not saying you have to be, coach class to make money with us. You don't have to be coach class to make money. But why would somebody follow you? You got to give them something to follow. Let them see you being celebrated today because you upgraded. I guarantee you, your team will grow today if people see you upgrading because you're giving them something to follow. You're giving them something to duplicate. I came in day one at first class. You would expect that, right? Like if a company has something to offer, I have to offer it. Does that make sense? I have no idea what just happened to the screen. If the company has something to offer, I have to offer it. And I hope that makes sense to you because I want you to give your people something to follow. And the only way they're going to follow you is if you give them something to follow. You got to be the example. You got to be the message that you bring. Give me 1 second. I don't know if your view options went crazy, but my view options went crazy. If somebody is under moderator mode and you can you guys still see me okay? Type yes if you can see me and everything is still cool. All right, perfect. So, all right, back to this. So give your people something to follow. That's the number one thing. If your team is not growing, I promise you, it's only because you haven't given them something to follow. You got to give them something to follow, and that's you giving yourself permission to participate in your own rescue, okay? So, moving on. You give them something to follow. You reinvest into your business. Now, you say, Johnny, well, you're first class. How do you reinvest if you're first class? There's 2 ways that I reinvest in my business, and I've practiced this for over a decade. I have always reinvested into my business even when we don't have tangible products to order on a monthly basis. I've never been in a company where you have to order products on a monthly basis. So you got to kind of almost play a trick with yourself. And the trick needs to be, hey, listen, guys, somebody is on here right now doing screen share or something. But I am the host and I don't see how anybody else is doing that but me. So if you're about to start a webinar, let me know and we will jump off. But right now I need to make sure that people are seeing what I'm talking about. And if you're about to start a call, I'm sorry, they did not tell me that. So I'm sorry, let's finish up. So here's the deal. I want you to grow. And if our special guest is on, if you can send me a text message that you are on so I will know that you're on, and I'll elevate you in. So the first thing is, I want you to give them something to follow, but you gotta be the thing that you want them to follow. So how do you do this? I'm a first class. How do I reinvest? I've got about 180 boomerangs right now. So every month, the way I'm doing it is I'm reinvesting into my boomerangs. That's one way that I do it. Here's another way. Now for me, I would say I play at a different level. I play at a different level. If you want to give yourself permission to believe that you can play at the level I play at, I'm about to give it to you right now. I'm about to give you what it takes to play at a higher level. I have always, at least for the last 12 to 15 years, have always mentally set aside $200 a month to run my business. Why? Because I've never really been in a product where people have to order, $500 a month in auto ship or $200 a month in auto ship. But I know that's what drives multi-million-dollar producing companies, teams. So I've always set aside. I would say when I first began, it was about maybe $50 a month I would set aside for the year to reinvest into my business. Then it got to $100. Then it gets like to $200. I would say at this point right now, I'm investing about $300 to $500 a month into my business. Even when I'm not doing anything, I've already got that mindset. I don't miss events. How can I miss events if I've already financially set the money aside to reinvest into my business? This is how you think like an entrepreneur. Don't think like a network marketer. Think like a network marketer and an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has to reinvest. They have a monthly overhead. So here's the question. What is your monthly overhead commitment that you are going to establish starting today to feed your business? Is it $25 a week? Is it $50 a month? Is it $100 a month? But you got to remember, you're an entrepreneur that happens to be in the network marketing space. iBüümerang doesn't have monthly products that you have to order every month that's going to come to your doorstep. So just because we don't have monthly shipment products to order on a monthly basis doesn't mean you don't have to have a mindset of a monthly investment that you pour back into yourself. This is why we have Upgrade Sundays. Upgrade Sundays is a way that you can create a culture in your organization where everybody reinvests back into their business on Sunday. So if you're a TSA and you've been a TSA for 2 weeks, you're telling me you don't have what it takes to reinvest into your business after 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks? I guarantee you, you've bought Starbucks. You've done something where you have normally spent money in a normal atmosphere because that's normal to you. It's normal to pay your mobile phone service. It's normal for you to go to Starbucks. It's normal for you to drink coffee. It's normal. Well, I want it to be normal for you to invest into your business every month. That's why you need to upgrade. People will follow you because they see you participating in your business. Get your boomerang gear on. The only reason I'm not wearing iBoom gear right now is because I have a scar right here on my neck and I didn't want you guys to see it. I don't want you to be distracted by this big cut on my neck. It's the only reason I'm not wearing boom gear. I don't have any boom gear that covers the neck. So let your people see you reinvesting into your business every month. Start with upgrading. You start with upgrading until you get to first class, and we will celebrate you in the team pages all the way up to first class, and then start celebrating the fact that you just bought your boom gear. You just bought 50 more boomerangs. I want you to post that in the page too. That creates excitement. If we're celebrating you, what do you think we're going to do for your people when they start doing it? We're going to celebrate them. Give us something to celebrate, but you got to give them something to follow. They're not going to follow you unless they see you being celebrated. So I need you to upgrade. This is Upgrade Sunday, baby. Participate in your rescue, upgrade today. Go all in. Know your monthly overhead. Know what it's going to cost you. Know what you're willing to put into it. I'm trying to see if our guest is here yet. Okay. Let me see. Give them something to follow and participate in your rescue. All right. Last thing is, I need you to start promoting a lot harder in your team pages. If you have private team pages that I'm not a part of, I would say join my team page, Team Royalty Worldwide, if you're a part of our team. BÜM Worldwide. I am a part of BÜM Worldwide. But I need to know what you're celebrating. Tag me so I can come in and congratulate you. Tag other leaders so they can come in and congratulate you. When they see you doing this, your people do it. Whatever you're doing right now is duplicating. If you're not upgrading, your people aren't upgrading. If you're not buying boomerangs, your people aren't buying boomerangs. If you're not celebrating people who are on your team, your people aren't going to be celebrating you. You got to give them something to duplicate. Get inside those team pages and play all in. All right? The last thing that I want you to understand, you got to be the master of promotions. We don't miss events. We absolutely don't miss events. We don't miss events. Johnny, are you going to be in Houston for Accelerate? What are you talking about? Am I going to be in Houston for Accelerate? I don't miss events. You never have to ask me something like that. My leaders don't miss events. The only reason your team is missing events because you're not giving them something to follow. Let's start over. Number one, I need you to believe. I need to give yourself permission to believe that it's possible. Number two, whatever worked on you to get you into business, I want you to do that faster, stronger, and harder as you're prospecting. If you're somebody who personally sponsored somebody in the last 7 days, whatever you did to sponsor that one person, do that again, faster, stronger, harder. Just faster, stronger, harder. And the third thing is, if you want to pop rank starting today, all the way until January 1st, if you want to pop rank starting today, I need you to participate in your rescue. I need your team members to see you going a little bit more in. This is Upgrade Sunday. Upgrade today. Upgrade your boomerangs. Post it on the Facebook page saying, I just got 20 more boomerangs. I just got 100 more boomerangs. So we can brag and celebrate you. If you go from TSA to coach, I want to celebrate that. Trust me, I want to celebrate that. That is a huge, see, I watch, I see everything. I'm seeing everything. When you are celebrating people who go from coach to business, that fires me up. Because what does it say to me? They're more in. They're more serious right now. Their belief level is different than it was yesterday because I can see them reinvested into their business. You go from business to first class, I know you're all in. I know you're serious. I promise you, people who are first class, it's easier for them to personally sponsor than it is for somebody who's a TSA. Not because they have more money, it's because they have a different level of belief system. So I want you to give yourself a level of belief, but you got to give yourself permission. Get into those team pages, promote, establish your monthly overhead. Write it down right now. What is your monthly overhead that you are going to pour in to your business in iBüümerang? If your monthly overhead is $25 a month, write that down. And you got to spend it. You got to put it back into your business. If it's $50 a month, write it down. Well, Johnny, I'm going to have to make sacrifices. Yes, make sacrifices. Stop saying you want 2020 to be the year of vision and you're not making sacrifices. You got to be willing to do today what others don't so you can have tomorrow what others won't. You got to do something different to get something different. If you do the exact same thing today in iBüümerang that you did yesterday in iBüümerang, your tomorrow is going to be just like your today. You got to do something you got to do something different to get something different. So if you're saying, I'm going to invest $100 a month into my iBüümerang business. If you've been in the business for 3 months, that's $300 that you owe that you need to pour back into your business. That's enough to upgrade. Listen, I'm giving you the principles right now that I've used to make millions, over $30 million in commissions in the last 15, 20 years. I'm teaching you what I do to create that. But let me tell you what's happening right now. One or two things. You believe it or you don't. If you don't believe, you can sit back and watch what happens in the next 24 hours in our team pages. Watch what happens in the team chats. Watch how many people are going to be celebrated, moving up in rank, celebrated, upgrading, celebrating, getting more boomerangs. Watch what happens. Or be the one who's being watched. It's really up to you. It's that simple. So my question is, do you want to be the one who's being watched? Or do you want to be watching others who believed it was possible for them? 2 minutes from now, I got my special guest coming on, and I promise you it has definitely been worth the wait. Let's go. So, give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, and as he comes on, you know him as our founder, our CEO, our visionary, the man with the plan. Mr. Holton Buggs, are you there?
Absolutely, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Listen, brother, we've got hundreds of people, if not well over 1,000. It says we have over 500 participants. It maxed out at 500, but I'm sure there are people listening in big groups. So I'm guessing what we have over 1,000. But I will tell you this, in the next 24 hours, tens of thousands of people will be rewatching this. I know that you weren't able to be on for the entire thing, but here's what I just covered with them. There are 3 things that I want them to establish in their business, starting right now as we are turning the corner into 2020. You know, the most people talk about what they want in life. They talk about, you know, what they want to accomplish, but I'm giving them the power to believe that it's possible for them. So the first step is something I learned from you, is you got to believe that it's possible. You got to give yourself permission to believe that this information that we're sharing right now is going to work. Number 2 is, how do you create momentum? What I'm saying is, listen, you can go study if you want to, or you could do whatever worked on you when you joined.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to do that right now for the next 7 days than it is for you to go out and, prepare to prepare. Because preparing to prepare is procrastination, and procrastination is the death of production. So I'm pushing people to focus on what works and not what doesn't work. Most people will focus on the 10 people who said no instead of the
right.
people who said yes.
Absolutely.
Do that faster, stronger, and the harder. And the third thing, most important thing, here's the how-tos. I need them to participate by giving their team members something to follow. If you've been a TSA, and I know you're the owner of the company, so you may not be able to say what I'm saying, but if you played at the same level for the last 2 or 3 weeks, then you're not giving your people something to follow. When they see you upgrade, and we are celebrating you in our team pages because you upgraded. When you buy more boomerangs, when you upgrade and buy more boomerangs, it's you reinvesting into your business. The difference between somebody, who's in a product-based company is they're on auto ship. So they have a mindset that they have a monthly overhead on a monthly basis. When you're a membership-based company or a membership-based, compensation plan, it's easy to forget the fact that you don't have a monthly overhead. So I need everybody in here to trick themselves. You're network marketers, but you're entrepreneurs. You have to have a monthly overhead. And the monthly overhead is you upgrading. We have upgrade Sundays. You upgrade, we celebrate you. You're giving your people something to follow as fast as possible, as much as possible. And then the third thing is you go into your team chats, you go into your team pages, and you celebrate the fact that you just bought 20 more boomerangs, 100 more boomerangs, or you just went from business to first class. Give us something to celebrate so we can publicly celebrate you. So you're giving your people something to follow. And the last thing is you got to promote. We don't miss events. Like there's no conversation of, are you going to be in Houston? If that conversation exists, you're missing it. Yes, you're going to be in Houston because you have a monthly overhead. You've already got the money set aside. You're treating this like a true business, and you are already have the mindset that you're investing on a monthly basis so you don't miss anything. You're playing at the top, and you don't miss anything. So with all that being said, my coach, my leader, the multi-million dollar man, himself, Mr. Hulk and Bugs, chime in, baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa to whoever's out there and whatever way you celebrate it. I was just wishing you some happy cheers in your life right now. This is my favorite time of year. And Johnny texted me this morning, or just probably about a couple hours ago about the call. We got the call set up, and I know I had a whole big thing that I had to do, making sure I was able to get on this call. I do in December, I always find a time to go out and spread some holiday cheer. So today, right before I got on this call here, right as I was leaving, I went to Walmart, bought 30 gift cards. They were $50 and $100 gift cards for my favorite restaurant. I always give them to the employees every year. So I was out there spreading my holiday cheer. Then I got back home, and I was in the middle of cooking breakfast for myself, my wife, my family. And I'm looking at the message. He says, "Are you going to come on at the beginning or the end?" And I'm like, have I missed this call? I hope I haven't missed the call. So my eggs are fresh off the skillet. My bacon is fresh off the frying pan right now. My grits are still hot off the pot, and I haven't eaten any of it right now being on this call. But I want to just kind of ditto what Johnny has talked about, those 4 elements that he talked about. The first one talking about believing. And you have to believe. Believe is the fuel. You can set goals, you can do all of this stuff, you can even put the work in, but belief actually multiplies the work. It is actually the fuel. And so sometimes when you run out of energy, which is expiration, as long as you don't run out of inspiration, and that is the belief, because the belief is that extra fuel tank that you have, that reserve fuel tank that pushes average leaders or average success stories to be extraordinary success stories. And it's normally within that final moment where the miracle takes place, where the miracle actually happens. I never forget, when I was growing up and doing some bodybuilding and weightlifting, my coach would actually get me to where I couldn't do any more reps. And he'd always say, now do 2 more. When I couldn't lift one, I couldn't do it if I wanted to. And he'd say, now lift 2 more. And I lift 2 more, and he would be doing about 50 to 70% of the lifting. And I never forget, he told me, he says, these 2 more that you're doing out of belief is what's going to separate you from those out there who are just getting to 10. He said, every rep you're doing 12. And I never forget, after that, I won my first bodybuilding contest. And it was why? It was because of the belief. It was just the 2 more. It wasn't the 10. See, sometimes we think it's the 10. It's the two more, but that two more came out of belief. And so what Johnny's talking about is absolutely spot on. You got to believe. Second thing he talked about is going into momentum. Going into momentum. How do you create momentum? And I know he's already trained you on that, but I'm going to give you a couple of steps to make sure that you create momentum starting now. See, everybody set their New Year's resolutions normally in December. And right now you got all of these people specifically around the 27th, 28th, they're going to get around and do something out of habit. And that is said, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do next year. And it's the same thing we set every single year. I want to make more money, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to increase my income, I'm going to hit this position. It's the same thing. And the habit is not necessarily the goal. The habit is even when you're setting them. You're only setting them at the end of December. Why? Because you know you only have a few more days until January gets here. Start early. Leaders always start early. Start prepping. And so here's how you set 2021 goals. Start right now. Start getting yourself ready for 2020. You already know the next year is going to come. Don't wait until December of next year. So here's what you do. If you want to get into momentum, if right now you don't see yourself making a quantum leap, don't worry about the quantum leap. Get enough base hits. Every single day, get enough base hits. And so here's what wins the World Series. It's not the most home runs. Go back and check the World Series and see who wins. It's the team that gets the most base hits, not the most home runs. So focus on getting your base hits. And guess what's going to happen? At some point in time, you're going to step up to the plate and you're going to hit a home run. Sometimes you're going to step up to the plate and you're going to find yourself, a major leader. You're going to find yourself a Michael Jackson. You're going to find yourself, a Johnny Wimbrey. You're going to find yourself being able to go out there and get a Gary. And those are sometimes your home runs, but not every time you step up to the plate. Focus on your base hits. Third thing Johnny talked about is giving your team something to model, giving them something to follow. Okay. And here's the way you do it. He talked about being able to upgrade. Okay. Here's one of the things I want you to think about. Not only you who's on this line, but not only you and everybody that you know of are going to be standing in line waiting to upgrade their phones. You upgrade your apps. You go right now on the Google Play Store, you go on the Apple Store, and when your app is outdated, you update it. And we upgrade everything around us except us. Think about it. When is the last time you said it's time for a system upgrade? When is the last time you said it's time to upgrade my level of earning? If you're at 10% in the binary, isn't it better to upgrade to 12% versus upgrade your mobile phone that have the same contacts that you haven't called in the last 5 years? That could be your base hit, that could be your home run. Upgrade your business. Start investing back into you. Give them something to follow. Give them something to celebrate. Give them something to show that you are a champion. Because here's the thing that they're looking at. They're looking at what it is that you do. And if I was a leader, here's what I would want. I'm telling you, here's a sign of a leader. I've watched the culture of what's going on within the Royal Life team. Here's what I've watched. I would make sure, it would be a point of mine to make sure that my photo is posted at least one time a month within the team chat. Why? It means that I am doing something. It means that I either sponsored 10 or sponsored 5. I won the contest. I went from director to executive, senior director, from senior director, executive director on the Sapphire, Ruby, whatever it may be, won a contest. I've done something. And when my team sees my face there every single month, you know what they're saying? I can follow my sponsor. I can follow my leader. If I'm upgrading, or maybe I went out and I got 5 personals to upgrade. I'm sure they'll put you in the chat for that. Here's someone who got 5 of their personals to upgrade. How I built my business, guys, I worked hard, but not harder than most everybody else. I just worked a little smarter. I found ways to put my name in the highlights. If you pay attention, if you know people such as, I'll give you an example, like 50 Cent. If you know some of these other people in the entertainment business who last big album was 5-10 years ago, they always find a way to keep themselves in the press. Always. Well, you got to do the exact same thing. You don't need to do something negative. You just need to go out there and perform. Make sure that your name is in the press, in the highlights. And the last thing, we talk about promoting for events. This call is an event. The next call that you're going to have is an event. I just told Johnny, I said, Johnny, we need to go ahead and get you at the top of the year. We're going to go ahead and promote, and we're going to do a major training on flight school. I'll be doing next Saturday's flight school, and it's actually going to be how to set yourself in position for 2021, not 2020, for 2021, okay? And it's based off of what you do for 2020. But when we do that call, that's an event. What Johnny's going to be doing, that's an event. We got Edwin Haynes lined up to do another call. That's a major event. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Accelerate that's coming up. And I can tell you right now, it is in my backyard. It's in my hometown. We are coming out of the gates like we've never have before. We still haven't made 1 year yet. We still haven't been in business 1 year. But that will actually been the 1 year from the concept of the idea. We launched this pre-launch February the 19th. Our event's going to be February the 20th that week, and we're going to do the major vibe launch here. We're going to have we got multiple parties that's going to be happening in that event. You've got to make sure that you put yourself in position not only to be there, to get recognized there, and give your group something to see, give them something to model, upgrade yourself, and make sure that you keep pumping the fuel of belief. And the way that you pump the fuel of belief is always hang around people who believe more than you. And I can tell you that throughout the years, Johnny looks up to me. He talks about that all the time, but most people don't know how much he's inspired me and how much I look up to him. And so one of the reasons that I've always been able to keep going is because I hang around Johnny. And when times got dark for me, or I had my down times, as all leaders do, I sneak on and look at some of his live Facebooks that he's doing, a live Instagrams that he's doing, and just hear that excitement. And guess what happened? My belief tank, that reserve tank, gets refueled again. And so I hope this message has been helpful for you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. From Erlene and myself, the Bugs family, we wish all of you happy holidays. We're so grateful to have you as a part of our family, as a part of our team, and whatever we can do to serve you and your team, that's why we are here. So, brother, love you, Johnny. Love Crystal. Love the kids. Tell everybody Merry Christmas, and I will holler at you later.
Thank you, man. Love you too. It's the first year that we didn't do one of the holidays together with our families.
I know, but hey, you know what? You said you was gonna. We still need to talk about New Year's. We hadn't filled that slot yet. So.
Yep. Definitely. Man, I appreciate you. And just so everybody knows, I cooked for my family breakfast this morning too. I'll make me look like I didn't do anything, but I appreciate you.
Y'all think I'm playing? I'm gonna show y'all my grits over here. And for the first time ever, I'm eating off of a paper plate. I'm gonna show y'all my paper plate right here.
I'll go to the trash and show people.
See there? I got my grits, bacon, and eggs right over there. For those, I know Ed Blunt is not a meat eater over here, but right here, this is good bacon grease.
Hey.
If y'all don't know what that is right there, that is good bacon grease right there. All right? All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Right.
Bye. Well, listen, guys, there you have it. I appreciate you, man. Not often am I going to be able to get that man on a call because he's extremely busy, but he's here because he believes in the power of absolute increase. Remember, at the very top of this call, I said, either you're going to believe that it's going to work or you're not. This is your opportunity to show me who you are. Are you the one that's going to believe that it's possible? And we're going to be watching you promote in the page starting right now. I'm tagging our page right now. So if you're not a member of Team Royalty Worldwide, I am putting it in the chat right now. You need to go add yourself right now and let us start seeing you. Congratulate and welcoming your new people, congratulating your existing people for upgrading. That has to happen right now. I promise you, the team, there's going to be one leader that's believing what me and Holton are saying right now. There's going to be one. Maybe there will be more, but I know for a fact there's one of you that's listening. And we're about to see who that is, because we're going to see you in the next 15 minutes, the next hour, the next few hours, going absolutely crazy by pushing upgrades throughout your organization. I can't wait to see who you are. And I promise you, you'll actually be that person that's walking on stage in Houston as a new rank. Let's start popping ranks. right now, today, not tomorrow. We're not preparing to prepare. This is 1 hour of your time. This has been a 1 hour webinar. I will repost this and share it in the team Royalty Worldwide, and you guys can share it with whoever you want to share it with. God bless you guys. Welcome to Upgrade Sundays. Let's go.